What tour did what cruise did he do?
He did the cruise with the Practical Joker guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
I don't know. I wasn't there, Lee. You know.
No, well, I didn't know if you asked him, and he said he had a good time.
I'm over here. Was it fun? I don't know. I wasn't on Mutiny on the Bounty. You know what I'm saying? The fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, buddy.
What's happening, beautiful?
I'm doing great, dude. I had I think the last 2 weeks were probably my 2 favorite weeks of comedy, in my entire life. So I'm really happy.
Me too.
That's awesome.
I'm happy for you, cocksucker.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, no, it was I've been hearing about you. You've been talking about Buffalo for the entire time I've known you. That was one of the show you did with Ari there. I think was within the first couple years of me knowing you.
Yeah.
You had the Fidel shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was I think the early show Saturday was one of the best shows I've ever had. And then we smoked, and I didn't do I did fine, but I didn't do great on Late Show Saturday. But it was pretty, even that show, which wasn't my favorite, was still a very good show. It was just a fucking great weekend.
It's funny when you start doing comedy, you start going on the road as a feature act. Maybe somebody takes you out as an MC,
Mm-hmm.
And you start going to these places. And you want to be always optimistic about whatever town you're going into. You want to do the best show you can. But then you start to figure out that there's some places you jive at, and there's some places you don't jive at, and you cannot get mad at that. When you hit it big, you're going to try to get a room in Boston, and nobody's going to hire you in your own hometown. While you're getting hot, when you start getting hot, you call it now because, maybe you weren't a part of that group. But anyway, it's just so weird that and as a feature act, I fell in love with Buffalo. I fell in love with Miami. I fell in love with Houston. I fell in love with Tempe. There was just certain rooms that I did fucking sensational at. And then there was rooms like Cobb's where I could eat a bag of dicks for a week, and and then there's the Punchline where you do great across town, and it's a smaller venue. So listen, everybody finds their niche, and this is what I tell people: there's 50. How many states? 52 states.
I think it's just 50.
50. All right, 50. So if you could work 50 weeks a year, you could hit each fucking state.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That would be fucking insane. 50 states in a year to book it, It's funny what you're gonna, you may not do good in Hawaii.
Oh, you don't think so? Yeah, I don't know. There's a club in Hawaii. I know people do it.
Yeah, the Blue Note is there. There's a couple clubs, but you might not do well in Sacramento, And then you start falling in love with these places. You like the food, you like the culture, you like the nightlife. And that was me with certain fucking towns. I really enjoyed going there because, they had a festival or something. That's what Ari does. Ari travels around music festivals.
Right. He does that. I know Burr does the the college football weekends. He'll do a show and go to one of those big I would love to do that. We almost went to a Buffalo Sabres game on Saturday, but we took these mushrooms and they kicked in late. They kicked in at 2 a.m. So I was up until 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. So we didn't end up going, but I could see that. I could see different cities I'm already looking forward to going back to a few places.
It's funny how I still remember going to Buffalo when I auditioned for The Sopranos in 2000. And I knew back then that Buffalo, even though I bombed at a hockey, he did show at a hockey halftime.
You told me about that.
Yeah, and I bombed. But I knew that was just a bad position to put people in. And I just knew Buffalo was my type of city. And then you got the Wings, and you got the beef on Wick, and you got the Buffalo Bill fans, and you got Rick James. There was just so much allure to that town.
Hell yeah.
You know, I knew when I went to Jacksonville, Florida, that I would never go back. Not because I didn't like the town, because I died fucking 9 shows in a row.
How many years did you come down here? Or get down to Jacksonville?
That was my first time ever, and I died, and I never came back. The opportunity never opened itself back up for me to go back there. But I wasn't raising my hand to go back there either.
No, is there a place other than Jacksonville that like you won't go?
I mean, there was a lot of places that I just didn't feel like I did well. Like there used to be a club in Iowa, Penguins. I never did well there. You know, it's the center of the country. And you got to remember, when they program shows, that's who they program them for, the Midwest.
Right.
When you see TV shows on the networks, not on streaming. They don't give a fuck about the Midwest on streaming. But network television, they put their shows around, you know, Midwest. What's going on in the Midwest? Those values, you know.
Mm-hmm. It's weird. I tend to do better with people like that than like cooler, like New York City or like young people. I do okay with, but I do better with like middle-aged, like in the middle of nowhere kind of places.
It's really weird how you start to see your demographic. You start to see your, like my demographic, my first demographic were junkies. Anybody who snorted coke like me, you know, or anybody who had felonies.
Holy shit. Would they tell you after the shows?
Oh, yeah. I would have a circle around me like flies. Where do you get coke at? I got some. I don't, you know. And it was just Degenerateville. And then in time, you got the potheads. And then,
right,
you know, you just keeps changing demographics, you know. But the final demographic of mine is really good because it's the ages of 21 to 34 or whatever the fuck. That's the best demographic. And for me, it works because those kids, I'm uncles to them.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
They look at me as an uncle when you're 24 or 25, you know. So it's a great thing to fucking, you know, it's great that you're taking notes. Like I said, Dave Attell once told me, you're doing a great thing by touring as a feature act because you're building up a market. And they'll cheer for you even more because they could say they knew you when you were a feature.
Right. I can't wait for that. Like I'm not going to get business cards, but I'm going to get something like people can scan for social media or something. Just sure. Like, because it's crazy just to have. I love it. It means a lot when anyone from the podcast comes, but when someone who has no idea who I was liked what I said, like thought it was funny. It's not surprising, but you know, people from the church, they come in already liking me. And if I can get someone who like had no feelings about me at the beginning to like buy in, it's really fucking cool.
You're making a great point. I mean, listen, there's so many things to do now. Like if you left a business card on each table with a scanner, whatever the fuck they call it. What do they call that?
QR code.
A PR code, whatever the fuck.
QR.
QR, yeah, right. Good. I like when people give me those cards and I don't even know where to start. Like I wave it through Weight Watchers to see how many points the fucking business card has. I don't know nothing.
What do you do when you go to a restaurant and they have a QR code for a menu? Do you just leave? Like, do you actually?
I tell them to give me a menu. I got no glasses. I got no phone. Go in the back and get a goddamn menu. I'm on a fucking QR code. There's always some sucker at the table that does it. I'm like, don't do it. Torture them a little bit.
Oh, they probably don't. What if they don't have them? Have you ever had, or do they always have them in the back?
They got like 3 of them. And then I stop them. I call them back and I ask them for glasses. Do you have any readers?
Even
though I got a pair in my pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fucking amazing. I love. Do they ever have glasses for you?
Yeah.
Or do you just throw them off?
Nah, people leave glasses at restaurants. They have a whole desk of them by the maitre d' or whatever the fuck, the host.
Fuck.
When you walk in, just I need readers.
When did you get glasses? How old were you?
My eyes started going when I was 44. Like I told Rogan a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
When I stopped doing coke, my eyes went out the window.
And like that's so funny.
And I
how quickly did
glasses on immediately, and that's what fucked them up even more. I shouldn't have panicked. Should have held off, and it would have made my eyes stronger. You know, it's like my hearing. I'm pretty much fucking deaf. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm pretty much fucking deaf. Like if I'm in a restaurant, don't even talk to me because I'm just going to look at you. That's great. Oh. It's, you know, when I go to comedy places, once that show is on, you're talking to me, I don't even know what you're saying.
Does it like, what does it sound like? It just sounds like a bunch of noise.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, no shit. Wow.
Fuck. And has anyone ever caught on to you?
Huh?
Has anyone ever caught on that you couldn't hear them?
No, they're not that fucking smart. They can't tell by the look on my face that I'm, number one, I'm stoned.
Right.
So you surprise the shit out of me when you say something to me. And number two, you know, I'm deaf. So I'm like, huh? And they're like, oh, yeah, come, you know, it's insane. But I've tried with the hearing aids. They just don't work for me. I hear all these fucking, so I got to get an upgrade, like really fucking good hearing aids. Hey, this is what happens, man. You know, when you're 20 and you go to all these concerts and you sit by the speakers and you jump up and down like a fucking moron, you're going to have hearing problems later on. So you got to prepare for all this shit.
Oh, I'm blind. I can't see shit. So that's why I asked about the glasses. Because it's been years that I've needed glasses and I refuse.
Yeah, you got to go for glasses and get some contacts. You don't want to have glasses.
I can't put stuff in my eyes.
Magoo.
I would look terrible with glasses, but no, I can't put.
You're like a Jew, Mr. Magoo. You don't want to look like a Jew, Mr. Magoo.
Can you put stuff in your? I've never once in my entire life put.
I put Visine in my eyes, but
I can't do that.
I could put contacts in. It's just a period. It just takes time. You learn how to do it. You open up, and then you put the thing on your finger, and then you put it. And then you put it in, then you take the other side and fucking, you know. But you got a couple of joints in you, you might stick your finger in your nose. The motherfucker, they got a contact lens in your nose and shit. I know having a Coke rock stuck in my nose, but a contact lens, that's pretty tough to tell the fucking hospital guy that, hey, I snorted a contact lens by mistake. You know what I'm saying? What'd you think about the Super Bowl? You didn't watch it.
I watched it. I watched it. I had it on pause. So I turned it on. As a Patriots fan, the only thing I could think of is like, is like, I think that these Chiefs might be better than the Patriots were. I think Andy Reid is way better than Belichick. And Mahomes, I don't know. I mean, I know you love Brady. I love Brady. But I think Mahomes might be better.
I love Tom Brady. I love a lot of guys. Mahomes is, you know, I've always thought he was a great quarterback. He's very young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's agile. He'll run. You know, he'll take the game into his own hands. He's a great quarterback, and he proved it yesterday. I feel bad for San Francisco.
Yeah.
They played a pretty decent game till the end, you know. I didn't really give a fuck about Kelsey and the other people. Once the game was over, it was fucking done with, you know. I had a fucking migraine at Jimmy Florentine's. I had to come home and take a few Tylenols, and I fucking just sat here for like an hour. And then I went to Christine's and watched the game from the beginning. And I just sat over there till halftime.
You're getting a lot of migraines now, huh?
Yeah, the last couple weeks for some reason. Something's not right. So
that sucks. Headaches
I'll find out next Tuesday when I go to the doctor.
Oh, okay. Not tomorrow?
No, and then Wednesday I go to acupuncture, and she'll stick a few needles in me, and they'll calm down for a few fucking weeks. I didn't go to see her last week. I was busy. I had something else going on. Listen, when you get to be over 50, you're going to the doctor twice a week for something. You know what I'm saying? For something.
Are you really?
Yeah, something's always up. The yeast infection in my ears went away. Then it came fucking back. I got itchy ears. They smell funny. Yeah. Now I got to go back to see her next week. That's Thursday of next week. I think that's what it
Jesus.
could be. I'm getting headaches from the yeast infection in my ears and shit.
Is that from swimming? How do you get a yeast infection? I know you've talked about it, but like, how do you get that?
From what I heard, is from not drying your ears and sticking foreign objects in your ears, which I'm the king of. I don't like fucking Q-tips. They don't work. Q-tips takes the water out of your ear. But if you want to get the deep, 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 deep wax, you got to get like a fucking, a big pen that you don't use to store Coke no more. Or like I got a thing from Manscaped, right? And it's
Okay.
in my nail file. So when you cut your nails, it has a thing that you pull back. It's like a Coke spoon. So I clean it out with that in the mornings. And it takes all the big chunks out. I'm very self-conscious about dirty ears. When I see somebody with dirty ears, lights out, I ask for a check. I don't like people with dirty ears. And now
Yeah,
I'm
but
the
you're
motherfucker with dirty ears. So I hate even going out. I got to go out with earplugs and make believe like I got swimmer's ear or some shit.
fuck. What happens when you get a yeast infection in your ear? Does stuff grow in there?
Huh?
What happens when you have a yeast infection in your ear?
Well, I can't have anybody fuck me in the ear for a month. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a yeast infection. You don't want to spread it. No, I don't
No, you
know.
don't.
They put me on penicillin for 2 weeks or some shit.
Fuck.
But whatever I'm
That
doing is making it reoccur. But I enjoyed what I watched of the Super Bowl. I thought it was enjoyable. Turned out to be a great fucking game. Listen, I didn't put a red shirt on. I don't give a fuck
No?
about the chick. I don't give a fuck about Kelsey. I give a fuck about the bottom line. I had the under by the fucking hair of my skin of my teeth.
Oh shit.
I lucked out on the under, and I mixed it with fucking Oklahoma City yesterday. We're giving 2.5. It was a gift on the Lord's Day.
You had a parlay between two different games?
Yeah, I had a parlay with only on DraftKings. I had a parlay with the under and
Okay, so you said
Oklahoma,
the Thunder.
and then I had San Francisco money line and the under OKC, and that bailed out.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
for some reason, I didn't bet San Fran. I didn't like the game. I couldn't give you an answer on who was going to win. I liked the under because I knew they were going to fuck you some way or another.
Right.
And I liked Oklahoma City. So I took my chances. I wheeled them. I hit one parlay, but I hit the under big because that's what I really liked.
What
Everybody
was the
said
under?
the over and then just turn the game off and pray that they score. I just said, nah, they're going to fuck us. They're going to do something. And I was right. Thank God.
Do you remember what the under was?
47.5.
Wow.
And the score was 25-22.
Holy shit. That half point, I love when that can either fuck you or it can make you. That half point.
Yeah, I got fucked in the ass by a half point about 3 weeks ago, so I knew I had one coming. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I had you in my head all weekend with that game because you like how you're always like, oh, you don't see a bookie with a part-time job, and I liked Kansas City they were plus 100, so you would double your money, and I was like, oh, it's just too good to be true.
It's too good to be true. It was too easy. And listen, I didn't like any of them. I was leaning towards KC, but 77% of the money was on KC.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, somebody told me that the average amount for the Super Bowl to go with a family of 4 was $32,000.
Yeah.
And this morning it hit me that Vegas made money on the gate. They made money from A to Z this weekend. So they weren't even concerned with the fucking Super Bowl. It just makes sense. So,
dude, I wonder. That'd be crazy to see how much money went into Vegas within the last week.
Oh, tons. $1 billion, couple billion easy.
Holy shit. Because they're there in the hotels. They're eating every night. That's a
Tons.
great place for the Super Bowl to be.
The Super Bowl, they're gonna switch it to Vegas eventually. It's just too easy.
Yeah.
It's too easy. You fly in, you go to a hotel, everything's right there. The stadium's down the corner. You know, Vegas was built to carry that.
Yeah.
Vegas was
Holy
built
shit.
to carry that load. So what the fuck are we doing? Just put it in Vegas every year. And switch it to fucking 3 PM. So you get some gambling money after the game. That's what you need to do. Switch that game so it doesn't come on here at fucking 6:30 and I got to stay up till 11 watching fucking the Super Bowl. Kids got to go to bed. They're upset. They got Kansas City fucking ponytails and, you know. My daughter didn't give a Frenchman's fuck, but.
No, she didn't watch it all?
Yeah. But we went to watch it. There was a bunch of kids and it was the best part of it, watching them lose their mind. Because the mom put like fucking, she had like a pool for the kids.
Oh, like a gambling pool?
Yeah. Commercials, characters. Everybody won like $40. There was like 9 kids there. So it all worked out. She had a great scam, and I'm grateful for those moms because I don't know what to do with kids in the Super Bowl. I give them onion dip and give them a shot of fucking blackberry brandy, and there you go. That's your Super Bowl, cocksucker.
I could see you, though, like doing a gambling pool with little kids. Like that seems like something you would do. Like you take like a dollar bet, like nothing crazy. I'm not saying you're going to steal money from kids, but like
these kids are young. I don't want to inflict that fucking knowledge. You listen, I still know the first person. I still remember the first person who gave me a fucking gambling sheet. Those sheets with the college games and the pro games.
Uh-huh.
You ever see those? They call like I forget. They have a name for them.
Like at the casino where it tells you like what the odds are?
No, not at a casino. You get this at the deli.
Oh shit. Okay.
This illegal bookies, and you have these tickets, and you got to go 4 for 4. If you bet $5, you win $30. If you bet $6, you win 45. If you win, it tells you right on the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You circle the numbers, and then you rip off the bottom, and the bookie collects it. And then if you win, he pays on fucking Sunday. I forget what the name of it is. They slipped my mind. Betting sheets, something. Football, pool, something like that. I don't fucking know.
And how old were you?
Maybe 12 or 11.
Fuck. People get pissed off now.
Huh?
People would get pissed off if they sold a 12 or 11-year-old kid.
They'll throw you under the fucking jail now. You know, they'll throw you under the fucking jail. If you ask a kid, hey, you get laid lately, they'll throw you under the fucking jail. When I was a kid, all those people at my mother's bar asked me constantly, you get your dick sucked, you get laid lately, you piss in yellow, you eat some ass. And I'd be like, what the fuck are they talking about? I could throw those people in jail right now. That's why I'm careful with kids. I used to tell kids, what's the story? You want to go hook up? Jacob Wolf, all the time. Jacob, we're going to go get a chick with big titties. Let's go. No, I'm telling my dad.
I'll have to see if I can find it. I think Josh put up a video of you asking him to go get margaritas or something, and he's like 5.
All the time.
Him and I are having a great time. We actually went to the casino on Saturday night. Josh was tired, so him and I Jacob and I went to the casino right across the street from the club. We fucking lost all of our money really quick, but I actually have a clip because I was in the casino, and it just made me think of like the people you see in the casino, and I wanted to know if you've seen anything because I saw this on Twitter. Andy, if you could throw that up, I just wanted to get your opinion and like see if you've seen anything like this. That woman's pissing at the fucking slot machine.
Oh yeah, I've seen this video before, but the only person I've seen do that is me.
What do you mean? You peed at a casino?
Oh, I'll pee anywhere. You know me. You've been around me. I'm a filthy animal.
I've never seen you pee in a building before.
I peed in corners because I just take my dick out and start peeing, especially if it's a carpet. Nobody knows. So they're focused on your hand on the phone or the drink in your hand. Meanwhile, your other hand's on your waist, but an inch of your dick is popping out of the pants. and you're just peeing like you own the joint. I peed in every phone booth in America when I was on the road. Those little phone booths you see, I would pull in there, close the door, and make believe I was on the phone. But the whole time I'd be pissing in there. Except in the winter, steam comes up from the floor, and then you have a problem. People know you're in there fucking peeing and farting and shit like that. But yeah.
Did you get caught?
In the phone booths?
Anywhere?
No, never. But now they'll throw you in jail for that shit.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta watch who I pee. Like when I'm in a rush, if I pee, I gotta make sure I'm not in the school zone because they'll charge you as a pervert, as a sexual abductor.
Yeah, for like your whole life, you're on the registry, I think.
If you pee, like, you know, it's like getting arrested with weed in a school zone. They'll double the fucking sentence on you.
Jesus. So. I flew with it by accident. I was fucking paranoid when I went to Buffalo. I had it in like a little side pocket of my backpack.
What?
And I never fly with it. Like I had a fucking pack of joints.
All right. You threw them away?
No. It was too late. I had to throw something like my wallet in that pocket when I went through the scanner. And as soon as I unzipped it, like the smell of weed just poured out. And it had a big label on it. And the TSA guy just looked at it and didn't say anything. But I was like sure they were going to come and get me.
Nah. That's too much paperwork. And you're a nice little Jewish fella. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to arrest a nice little Jewish fella. If I went through there with a beard and the Kill the Palestinian shirt on, yeah, they're going to throw me under the fucking jail in Buffalo.
Yeah, I think it would be because of the shirt. I don't know if it's because of the weed. Where do you even get a Kill the Palestinian shirt?
There's people walking around with them now. Kill Jews, kill Palestinian. You know, they're online. They're probably selling them on 42nd Street. Anything to make a dough. If you make 50 shirts to say, I hate Israel, and then 50 shirts to say, I hate Palestine, you're going to sell them all. It's you maybe get caught with 3 fucking I hate Palestines or something, but just the way life is. Somebody's got to be making those shirts.
I bet you're right. And speaking of Jewish people, you know that steakhouse that you told me about, Peter Luger's?
Yeah.
I walked by, like I went from one spot to another in Brooklyn, and I was walking and I just walked by it. I didn't know like that whole area is like Jewish central. I've never seen anything like that.
Is it Hasidic Jewish or?
Yeah, like right, like a little, like a block or two before it, but like they have schools and they have like buses and buses of with Hebrew writing on it, and like one of them almost ran into me on a fucking Lime scooter. He was fucking zooming on that thing.
Oh,
but I had never.
Down. Jew versus Jew in court, forget it. That's the best case is Kramer versus Kramer. You know what I'm
saying? Oh, but he'd win. He definitely has a better fucking lawyer than I do.
Nah, because he's hitting you with a fucking lemon scooter. That's like a Law and Order episode. Anybody hits me with a lemon scooter, I'm staying down. I'm standing up singing Chinese songs. I'm going to scratch my ass and eat this shit in front of the judge. I'm getting the big $3 million, $4 million. What, you wouldn't stick your finger in your ass and suck it for $5 million? It's your ass. I'm not talking about some homeless guy's ass.
Yeah, but that's bad too. I didn't know homeless was an option.
Well, you get sick as hell. You might get pink mouth instead of pink eye for a week. You ever see a chick with pink mouth from eating assholes and shit? They get pink mouth.
No, I've never seen a chick. What does it look? Is it just around her lips? Is it pink mouth? Oh my God, Joey.
People take a shit and they wipe their ass and they don't wash their hands. Then they scratch their eyeball and then they go, I got pink eye. And there's always some chick. Yeah, you used to get pink eye, you nasty motherfucker.
I didn't get pink eye. I got a couple styes from a dirty hot tub. I didn't know you couldn't go in hot tubs in California. When I grew up, you could go into a hot tub.
Yeah,
I went into one hot tub at an Airbnb.
Sty from a hot tub. You wipe your ass. You're eating those fucking.
I did not.
French fries with the green chili and the fucking pork.
That's
nacho.
good. I don't care what you say.
You wiped your ass. It came from Mexico. It was radioactive. You wiped your eye. And then you started getting styes. Now you're with Athena, and she makes you fucking wash your hands. Thank God, because you're a nasty motherfucker. You were getting those styes in your eyes. So, let's say if you're one of these chicks that licks asshole, you're gonna get pink mouth. You know what I'm saying? So,
Oh, you're
I don't know
definitely
if you
getting
know-
something from me.
huh?
Oh, I was laughing because I did something disgusting. Like do you ever fart like on purpose? Like to like gross out Mercy or your wife? Or you do, I know you do.
I fart because it's
You,
uncomfortable. Yeah, I fart on
you,
purpose.
you
I'll
farted at
fart in
me.
your fucking mouth if you let me. At this point,
So I had something happen that I hadn't had happen in a while.
you
I
shit your
ripped a
pants.
fart. I fucking straight up it made the noises and I had to throw the underwear away. Like it was I just straight up shit my pants. Like not even like just a little bit. Like I straight up just fucking shit my
And you
pants.
can't throw your underwear away. You got to put it in there and bury it and hide it in a fucking cookie box and shit. Thank God
Oh,
the maid's not hungry and she goes in that cookie box and she finds a
oh.
fucking white undies with a
But you did
fucking
it at a
tremendous
hotel?
stain on it.
I did it at Athena's house. I just threw it in the trash. I haven't done it at a hotel before. I bet that would happen though.
My bad. You know, my bad. I thought it happened at a hotel.
Do you give them like a couple extra bucks when you shit your pants at the
I don't
hotel?
say nothing. If they say somebody shit their pants, listen, your housekeeping is weak because that wasn't here when I got here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody
Yeah, of
must,
course it wasn't here when you got there. It was
somebody
you.
must have ran in my room and threw it in there. These fucking
Holy.
foreigners, they take shits and throw their diapers in little cocksuckers.
Oh, I definitely will. It's been a while, but I love just ripping one just to piss, especially her kids off. Oh, it makes me so happy.
No, you can't rip one. You have to. The element of surprise is when they're silent and they're fucking relaxing, their mouth is a little open, and you drop that hot air fart, and it either shoots to the west or to the east, and hopefully it's to the direction you want it to go to. And they're just sitting there eating popcorn, taking breaths out of their nose. That's it. You have to time the fart. Why fart if they're not eating? Because you want it to go in there completely. You know what I'm saying? You want it to go in the nose and in the mouth. So they get the double whammy mix. Let's say they're eating popcorn. Can you imagine farting on popcorn with butter? The fart
Oh,
sticks to popcorn because of the butter.
you have a whole system. Oh, I just do it all the time. You save it for when they're eating just to ruin a meal. Oh my
Perfect.
God.
Why not? So they could get the double whammy. I used to do
Oh,
it to you all the time in the office. I'm the
I
king of
know
that.
you used to do it, but you wouldn't do it silent. You would aim it up. I could tell because you weren't like you wouldn't even try to hide it. Like you were talking about hiding it. You would lean back, push up, and just raise your fucking asshole at me and fart. It would ricochet. Like I think didn't you take those chairs from LA or no? I forget.
No, I threw those out. I
Yeah, I
farted
was
on
gonna
them.
say you have to throw those things away.
Let me explain something to you. I just don't balance my hips. I proportion my hips so my asshole ricochets off the chair to give it distance so it goes straight into your mouth. If I just blow it out to the atmosphere, it just shoots out this way.
Right.
But if I blow it to the chair, that's the initial impact, ba-ba, and then it's a double. You know what I'm saying? It hits the chair and it ricochets right into your fucking mouth. I learned that when I was 13 on the number one bus from North Bergen to the high school when I used to
Holy
fart
shit.
in the junkie's mouth. Every time I farted in those little seats, the junkies wouldn't get the full fucking effect. But if I banked my fart off the chair like a bank shot and I caught them in the
Right.
eye, in the ear, in the mouth, they would wake up from their little junkie fest and ask themselves, what the fuck happened? Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. You got a fart in your right lung that's fucking telling your mind you're in danger. You're in stranger danger and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I bet you could aim it to a specific lung. It's crazy how you have like a whole system down.
Listen, when you're a professional at something, I'm a professional at farting. I'm a professional at eating. I'm a professional at snorting. I'm a professional at snorting pot, smoking pot. And I'm also a professional at doing comedy. So all those things I got down to a fucking science. Any questions?
Fuck no.
All right.
Oh
That's what
my
I'm
god.
saying. Okay. So the Super Bowl's over. Now we got college basketball. Then I'm excited for baseball. You sit outside, you get a little vitamin D, and then it's football all over again. Then there's an election this year if we're still alive.
Ugh. I can't. It's the worst fucking. I hate every four. It's like And I just hate it. But speaking of baseball, are you going to Philly games this year?
I'm gonna go with whatever I can get tickets to. I'm always a very guess I say type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I'm going. Not like I'm gonna sit here with you and look up a ticket and get and wear my shirt. I find about, I get a sudden urge. I see who's pitching. We got nothing going on. Let's get 4 tickets and let's get the fuck out of here.
So if you ever fully retired, you wouldn't get like season tickets to the Phillies?
If I'm retired, how can I afford season fucking tickets? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I'm not saying you get the right behind home plate, but I don't know how much do season tickets cost.
What's that?
I think you could have. I mean, in a world where you could afford it, would you spend 80 days a year watching baseball?
No.
Or basketball? Anything? No. I would love to get season tickets.
I wouldn't mind doing like splitting tickets with people. So we get 2 tickets for each game. And then you pick 4 games and I pick 4 games. And we, there's people who do that a certain way. I don't know how they do it.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to come. I don't have time for a full commitment.
That is a long one, 80 games.
I don't know. I'm not Jack Nicholson. I ain't fucking one of these guys that just goes to Lake again. I enjoy all that stuff, but I don't think I would enjoy it every day, every other night. Or like I know somebody who's got Knick tickets and they offered, they've only got 2 Knick tickets. And they said, Joey, if you ever want to go. And I go, well, don't you go to any games? He goes, I've had those season tickets for 28 years.
Holy shit.
He goes, now I just give them away to people.
And he goes to like the ones he wants to do, yeah. 28 years.
I went to 200 UFCs with Joe.
You think so?
At least 100. I'm exaggerating.
Holy shit. But that's still a lot.
Me and Ari and Duncan and Brian, we went to at least, there was 4 or 5 years we went to tons of UFCs. I love the UFC. I can't see myself going to another fight live. It's too expensive. It's too much work. All of them here start at 10 at the Garden. That means I'm not getting out of there till 1. And then you got to get on, if you're in the city, it doesn't pay to bring your car. So now you're on the bus at 2 a.m. going to fucking central New Jersey. And I tell people, like, sometimes I get disappointed. But, it's even like concerts. Like Jimmy goes to a lot of concerts with his family, and they always invite me. They're great people. And I feel bad. I say no to them. And it's like, my concert days were then. Now a concert would break me. It's too much walking. You got to climb stairs. Then I get there, and, it's just too much for what I'm going to get out of it. These aren't even the original bands. Yes, I get to see an artist. Yeah, and I go to a couple of concerts every year. But they got to be very easy. Once you start pounding on, like when I lived in LA, all those shows I went at the end were all easy. Guns N' Roses, the Palladium, easy. Pat Benatar on Wilshire Boulevard, easy. Michael Schenker at the Whiskey, easy. Those are all easy things for me.
That's why when I was thinking of you at the UFC, and I know you have no plans of going to Vegas anytime soon, but like, what about like the Apex, like that small one that the UFC does in Vegas?
I've never been there.
I know, but I'm saying like that seems like one you might like because it's not huge up and down.
You don't get the whole thing. When I was going to fucking UFCs in Vegas, they were at the hotel where you stayed at.
Okay.
Do you understand me? So all I had to go was to my hotel elevator, go down to the first floor, walk a half a mile, and I was in the UFC. Same thing for a fight I didn't want to watch, but I wanted to get high. I'd leave there, go to my room, get weed, go smoke it, eat edibles, eat acid with Ari, and then we go back. At the end of the night, I didn't have to fucking walk out with 20,000 people and then take my car out of that place. When you go to Philly, the game ends at 10:30. You're not getting home till 1.
I know. Yeah, leaving any stadium is the worst.
I got 2 to 4 kids in the back seat, and they're all asleep on the drive home. It just doesn't, when I was going to those games, I was going by myself. They started at 7:30, and you got out of the Garden by 9:30, quarter to 10, and then you walked around to whatever time you want. It was a different place and time. It's not that I don't enjoy music or live music, but I can't put, first of all, I go to one of these places around here. One person sees me, I'm dead.
Right.
I went to see Chaz Palminteri last year, in the Beacon Theater. I'm going to see Chaz Palminteri. And after the show started, 15 minutes, I still had people walking up to the row going, "Can we take a picture?"
Oh,
Chaz is on the fucking stage and you want to take a picture, So even that gets old because people don't respect privacy anymore. They just don't give a fuck. So, but all in all, the best way to improve as an entertainer is to go get entertained. So whenever you're very stuck with something, don't go watch a comedian. Anybody could do that. Just look in your local paper, see who's doing jazz, see who's doing an improv show, see who's doing any type of art, and you go down there and watch it. And because we're idiots and we could just play a cowbell and fucking do jokes, anything we see, we get blown away.
Yeah.
And it fucking inspires you to no end. Like, wow, I thought I was a badass. This guy's fucking swallowing swords and pissing out daisies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's crazy that you're talking about. Like, we were talking at the beginning about like your favorite cities. Like when I went to Nashville a couple of weeks ago, it was for that exact reason is one of my favorite. And I'm not a music person, but like I went one night and watched like a country cover band at like one of the bars on like the main strip. And then the other night after my show, I went to a jazz club just because I just wanted to see what that was like. And it was so cool. Like it's similar to what I do, but very, very different. And then to just be like Nashville as a city with all of that music is just fucking really inspiring and cool. Like to be around.
I don't want to go to like the fucking places that everybody goes to.
No,
like I used to go to not Grand Rapids, Michigan, Bay City.
Okay.
Bay City up by there. I forget the town next to it. I used to date a girl in, I forget the name of the place. I dated a girl in Niles, Michigan for a while, but then I dated a girl that lived by Bay City. And if I had the weekend in Michigan, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I would go to my house on Mondays. That was my thing. And this is a weird situation because she was married. She was divorced, but her husband lived downstairs and she lived upstairs.
Holy shit.
But I would just take her on dates and shit. But I didn't know where to take her. And she would take me to a Monday night open mic for jazz and blues. No, it was a blues open mic. And it was two black chicks.
Okay.
Up on stage, sweating up a storm. One would sing, then the other would sing, then the other would sing. Then, they would alternate songs with a funky guitar player, a standing bass. And I couldn't wait to get there on Monday nights just so I could go watch that. And they had food there, pretty good, but there'd be 20 people there, tops. And you left there and you went home and the material spit out of your ass. The jokes come out of your ass.
Why do you think that is?
I think from seeing somebody, I don't know, and that's why I really enjoy live music. Because every time I go see live music, I see a guitar player doing something that blows me away. And I leave there like, wow, the show was great. But that solo he did in this song really took me to the next level, I don't know why. It just, whenever I see anything like good acting, if I see good acting in a movie, good acting in theater.
I was going to ask you about that. Do you go to plays and stuff?
I went to like maybe 4 plays in LA, over the years. I went to like one-man shows.
Right.
I went to the Lenny Bruce one. I went to the one girl one. I can't remember her name now. I took 1,000 milligrams, bear with me. And I went to a play with my wife. It was okay. And then my wife, when I met my wife, she was in a theater group.
Oh,
that met on top of Jerry's Deli on Monday night. So I would drop her off and then go to my acting class. And then I'd go watch her rehearse. And then we both drive to the Comedy Store and I'd do the Monday night spot at the store. It was pretty interesting. But like a year after we got together, she quit. She got a job at night and blah, blah, blah. And she had been doing it for like 5 years. And it really, the guy who was running it, it was Bruno Kirby's father was in the group. So he was the glue to the group. When he passed away, and then his son passed away, his son was the guy in Donnie Brasco.
Oh, okay.
With the hair forward, the one that did the drug deal, and then they killed him.
Yeah, that
was one guy, and then his father was in charge of that theater group. And I went a couple times. I was pretty impressed. I've always been thinking about joining a theater group here. They have a couple in New Brunswick, maybe. I just got to find the right one and do some research. You're looking at me like if I'm fucking crazy. And, I am at times. And that's why I teamed up with BetterHelp. Give me 2 minutes. We'll be right back. Let's read this beautiful ad for BetterHelp if things are going on with you. We're back, bitches. Like I said, go to BetterHelp if you got problems. Anyway, back to you, fucknut. What's going on with you?
I'm doing really well. I'm doing. Go ahead.
The other night, you were telling me when I told you I had a headache, and you're like, "I'm sorry, buddy." First of all, stop that shit. When people tell you, "Oh, my ankle hurts," I'm sorry. Who gives a fuck? Your ankle hurts? Take 2 pain pills. Call me in the morning. Put some ice on it. And stop dicking around,
Wait, so you're mad at me for saying I'm sorry you have a headache?
Yeah, everybody's always sorry. I'm so sorry that, your mother died. Listen, it was 42 years ago. Where were you then when I needed a Coke rock? Now you want to show up and tell me you're sorry? Forget about it. Keep your flowers. What I'm trying to tell you is that
okay.
You asked me a question. I said to you, no, I'm going to take edibles. Like anytime you have a headache, you open up with, let's say if you eat like 1,000 to 1,200 like me. If you got a migraine headache, you got to open up with like 400, 500 just to balance you off and see where it takes you. If you're a fucking, if you're 10 milligram Tom, or you're one of those people, then you have to balance everything. But I'm explaining something to you, and you're going to die, Lee. If you fucking thought in no, I'm lying to you. If you thought 14 years ago, about 14, 15 years ago, when the weed explosion really took off in California, and people had lollipops and the ice cream and all that shit. And I'll never forget that, I heard people's arguments on why it should be legal. Me, I'm an old school geezer. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to me with that story. Just tell me you want to get high.
Okay.
But there was two people.
An old school geezer.
Yeah, an old school fucking geezer. But there was one guy I met that was really interesting. He was like a lifer in the fucking Navy. And he was up there. He was like a 35-year guy. He was some type of fucking fleet, whatever. I talked to his son. And his son and him came in one day, and we started talking. And I'll never forget that the son said to me, when I grew up, my father fucking hated marijuana. He thought that people who smoked were weak-minded. He just went off. And he goes, look at him now, because his best friend got cancer. And he started smoking. Then my father got cancer. And now there's not a day that he doesn't go at least through fucking 5 or 6 joints. And I was like, really? And he goes, dog, he's alive because of reefer. And I went home and I had to scratch my head and rethink that. And then that Christmas, I bit my fucking tooth like the 24th. And every dentist was closed. There was a tooth here that just cracked.
Ah, fuck.
Dog, I can't tell you the pain I had. And I took everything. Aleve, NyQuil, fucking somebody gave me pain pills, nothing. And I still remember it being like the 26th, and I couldn't get in to see him because it was the weekend.
Oh,
That's
no.
what it was. It was one of those Christmases. Monday, I had called his emergency line. They were going to see me. And I think Saturday night, I was crying. I got up in the middle of the night from the pain. I was crying. And there was a computer in my kitchen, and I was on the computer. And I said, you know what? These motherfuckers say that marijuana kills pain. Let's see if they're right. And I started smoking pot. And within 15 minutes, I was writing a blog. And I'm like, oh, wow, what happened to my toothache? Well, the toothache was still there. But for some reason, it took my mind off it, that it numbed the pain. So before it was unmanageable. Now it seemed like it felt like I was about to get a toothache. Like by the end of the week, you'll have a toothache.
And so that now that like you do that for pain now is like headaches, and if you have other pain, does it help with your knees?
It doesn't help for my knees. I love to sit here and tell you and let people give them, but there's people who it might work for their knees because their tolerance is a lot lower. So if they do blast one of my indica joints, this might help their knees. I think it's the same effect. When my ankle got fucked up over the holidays, before the holidays, I was smoking reefer when it was swollen, and it was making it enjoyable. I'm a firm believer now, after all these years, that, there's a lot of benefits to THC. It also has high tar. So they did that test on me, and one of the things, the results is my lungs are scarred. No shit. I've been doing bong hits since I was 13. What do you think they're going to look like? Fucking Bruce Jenner's fucking lungs?
Is that what you told your doctor?
Fucking Kelsey's lungs, that they're all clear and shit. I grew up in Jersey. I've been sniffing fucking those barbaric odors since I was a kid. Then I smoked coke. I smoked pot. I sniffed my fucking farts.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, so what do you expect your lungs look like right now? I'm 61. People forget, like, when I go to the doctor now, I always beat myself up. You know me more than anybody, Lee. And nobody beats himself up more. And I think the last year and a half has been me reinforcing myself that, Joey, sure, you can't lift 400 pounds anymore. You're 60 fucking years old.
Right.
I would come home and start drinking protein shakes and eating beef jerky and shit. And then I forget that what I could do for an hour and a half, now I do 45 minutes, and I got to come home and take a fucking nap in 3 or 4 hours.
But and I know you it's not as much, but there's other 60-year-olds who can't do 15 minutes. Like there's people who are a lot younger who can't, but you've been working out pretty much the entire time I've known you. Do you think that's helped?
It never helped my weight problem as much as I wanted it to, because obviously I ate more than what I weightlifted and did all that other shit. What it did for me at the time, something I didn't know is, and especially useful for you and other young comics, is that, guys, being a comic has some great benefits. But one of the benefits doesn't have is there's no health benefit from it.
Right.
Nobody has said you get healthy from being a comic, and there was a time when I got up to 418 pounds, and I remember why. I was at the peak of in love with comedy. It was starting to jizz. I was booking roles, whether they were co-stars or guest stars, or one day, it doesn't matter. I was booking roles. I was moving ahead at the Comedy Store. People were looking at me a little weird now. I was booking roles. Now comedy club owners were looking, hey, I saw you in that movie. You were pretty fucking good, even though I was a garbage man or whatever the fuck I was. And I was so enthused at that area that food wasn't, when I think about that time in my life, I wanted to write it in the book, but there was not, it wasn't, it was, everything was about stand-up. In 2000, from 2003, you know, from 97 to 2000 fucking 9, my whole world was always stand-up. But from that time period, I just, you know, when I moved to LA, I was 236. And all of a sudden I found myself 6 years later being 300 pounds, 350 pounds. By the time I shot the movie, I was 400 pounds. I was maybe 397 when I booked that movie. First week on the set, I gained 15 fucking pounds, you know, grilled cheese sandwiches, ice cream, you know, fucking pomegranate juice. So sometimes as a comic, you don't look at your health. Now, I still remember going to Miami with Rogan and him knocking on my door. I'm hungover. And he's like, come on, we're going to the gym. And I'm like, what? And I would basically go to the gym and do 3 exercises. I have to go outside and smoke a cigarette. And I don't know, it felt that I was always running. Thank God I did a commercial and some guy talked me into losing weight. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm happy he did. And I'm happy I went to Weight Watchers. And I'm happy that I started working out because it took a lot of the edge off of stand-up. When you're a stand-up comic, even in the beginning, you change. You have a different edge to you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not healthy. Every time I go on stage and start yelling, suck my dick, you know, blah, 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 you know, that takes an effect on you. You know, you can't be Zach De La Roche, you know, fuck you.
Zach De La Roche.
The singer,
okay.
Sing in the Name of Love, you know, from Rage Against the Machine. Right. I was listening to that song today, and I'm like, he just put 2 minutes of yelling into that. If I did that, I'd just keel over on stage. They'd have to resuscitate me. They'd have to do the fucking, whatever, the Hammock maneuver and everything else. Comedy's going to be rough, and it takes you down a weird edge. And if I learned anything from Joe Rogan, when we went on the road, and that motherfucker would tell me work out, I would look at him like he had 3 heads. Listen, I don't know about you, but I go on the road to get my dick sucked, do drugs, dope, and watch daytime television. What's this fucking working out you added? But when I added the working out, it changed me as a comic. It gave me more control. It gave me more confidence on stage. I'm looking better. Plus, when you start doing more time on stage, once you do 2 shows a night, you're going to go back to your room and go, whew, I'm sore. My legs are sore. My ankles feel sore. Something. I don't know what I did to my lower back because you've been in hell for 45 minutes. Right. You know, people don't know. I know it because once I got my Whoop watch, I did a couple of those Sony shows and I was doing spots in Point Pleasant. And if I did a 45-minute fucking set, oh my God, the Whoop would go up to 20.3. I'd go, what the fuck? I would see it in activity and I go, what did I do? And I go, oh shit.
I wonder if mine is because you have so much more energy on stage. Like you really fucking get into it. And I like, it's not that I'm like quiet or anything, but it's more of like I don't know. I wonder, I would be interested to see what mine was like.
And that's one of the things that I tried to explain to people, but I couldn't. And I'll explain it to you now since you brought it up. Energy on stage. I had, Doug, I don't have a lot of good things going for me. I'm not the best guy. I'm not the best writer. You know, my neck smells like yours. I got problems like everybody.
It smells like hummus?
Yeah. But one thing, even though I don't eat hummus, but the hummus God punished me. One of those fucking Arabians shot me with a fucking hummus pistol.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
One thing I've never had a problem with was getting the party started, which was energy.
Yeah. And
I once told you that Mitzi Shore used to make you do 3 minutes. And I used to go, what the fuck, 3 minutes? Then I realized one day, 3 minutes is an audition. This is to teach you how to get the party started quicker. Even when you're in front of people, you want to learn how to get the party started. There's some people that's not their style. And I understand that, but I always want you to have that weapon. how to go up there. And the first 3 minutes, you're just ripping them. It's like hitting somebody. It's like hitting a punching bag to the body. You're just ripping them. Boom, boom. And they're not breathing. And then they finally go, what the fuck is this? Now you introduce yourself. I'm Lee Syatt, the Jew of Jews.
That is
And now you know.
That's great. Were you good? Were you naturally good at that, or is that something you had to learn?
It's something that you see, and if it fits your style, then you run with it.
No, I'm saying for you personally.
I always like Lenny Clarke's style on the Dangerfield special.
Mm-hmm.
The way he came out. You know, can you download that there? Can you show it?
We probably can't. I'll watch it. People can watch it. It's the just search Young Comedians, but yeah, we can't show that. I don't think.
But
I think HBO owns it.
You know, it was really funny. I saw that early on, and I was really impressed with the way he came out with the blue suit on and the whole thing. And everybody else on that show was very good, and they were all great comics. But Lenny shook you a little different, and that's what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted, and then all of a sudden, Mitzi Shaw presented to me. I do it every once in a while. I came out naturally 4 times a year. I remember I had to be mad. I'll never forget that. I worked the full weekend. I was dating a stripper at the time. You know, we had been dating for like 3-4 years at the time. And I worked all weekend away. I did a one-nighter. I made the most money I ever made as a comic. $575, you know, something like that. Right. I get home back to her place, even though I didn't live with her. I lived with Josh, and she's hit me with these fucking bills. Like, you ate here 2 weeks ago, you got to pay grocery. So I ended up giving like $300 out of the fucking $575, you know. And then she cooked something, and we got into an argument. She threw me out. And she threw me out an hour before the open mic.
Okay.
So I walk into the open mic with like a half a suitcase. I'm furious because that was my Coke money. I used to live in my office at that time. I lived in the office. I just gave her money. And I'm not getting nothing for that money. Yeah, I gave her a stab and then, you know, we did some dirty things. But, you know, and I never forget going to the club and just going off.
About that, or it was just the energy from it?
The whole situation for like a professional. That I had that tape for a long time. You know, I hate tapes. This tape was something that when it was coming out, I was like, holy fuck, where has this guy been? And then it went away for a long time. It went away for years. Then I got to the Comedy Store and I saw Stanhope do it from the beginning, and it's a fucking gift when somebody could do it. Never mind roll with it. The best is when you roll with it for 8 minutes and go, oof, I still got 28 minutes left and I only got 15 to do. I got a great set going because you just improvise for 8 minutes about the weather, something that happened on the news.
Right.
So I don't know.
Do you ever, just about energy, like just about the energy that you bring.
So when I moved here, and I was evaluating myself, and I was just doing a podcast, and, you know, I was withdrawing from the Xanax, and I was going through my own personal struggles. I remembered somebody at the store. I asked somebody, doesn't matter who. They had gone on the road for years and got a TV show, and they came back, and I knew this guy way before, and he was a great comic, this guy. When I saw him 20 years later, I was like, what the fuck happened there? And then he showed up at the store one night and did a set. And I asked Ari about it. And Ari goes, you know what happened? He got older. He couldn't jump around like that anymore.
Oh.
His energy went from 110 to 20.
Damn. I didn't think about that.
So now it's like John-Jacques Machado. For anybody who doesn't think they understand this, John-Jacques Machado is one of the best black belts in jiu-jitsu, and he maybe has 3 fingers on one hand. He was born with a birth defect. You know, he's one of the best jiu-jitsu guys in the world.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu is a lot of feet, but it's a lot of hands. And he learned how to work with it. That's why I went back to jiu-jitsu, because of that same inspiration. Yeah, I got a fucked up knee and I'm 60, I'm a lot slower, but there's something I could do that I could be good at. I could learn how to submit you from half guard, or I could fucking learn how to, power pass and squish my opponent, whatever. There's different ways to adjust to your game. And that's what I have to do with comedy now, because I could have the same energy to open up with, to grab you, but I'm not going to have it at the 20-minute mark to pick you right back up out of that fucking, but I know this going in.
What do you mean? Do you mean like you won't, like if you did it, because we talked about this a lot even before I started doing comedy.
Dog, if I yelled on stage now how I did at the Comedy Store 5 years ago,
right,
I'd have to take blood pressure medication before I went on stage. Like when I go off, yeah. Like if I go off like that, it's not going to work 2 shows. That's why you have to think about all this shit, because as you get older or whatever, you get wiser. There's some people who read the Bible and go, I'm never going to work dirty again. And they throw away all the material and people don't even go see him anymore, because we don't want to see the born again fucking douchebag. We want to see the guy that was falling all over the stage and, snorting coke and getting DUIs and that type of shit.
Right. So so you're saying like you're kind of not totally reinvent, but like your energy is going to change now.
There you go. You're still going to have energy, but you're going to put it in different fucking places. You have to know where it's going to go, where it's going to peak, where you're your strongest at, and I could go there and be a gavone and go, I'll do 2 shows, knowing if I throw my heart out for the first show, I'll have a headache for the second show and I won't be able to do shit. Then the second show gets ugats. They get dick. And I don't want to do that. So as a comic, you got to be self-aware of that. Was I aware of that when I was doing comedy my 5th year? No, I wasn't. So be self-aware of that.
Okay.
Be self-aware that styles change.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing right now on stage, Lee, is not going to what you're going to be doing on stage at the 10-year mark. And I'll be honest with you, it's definitely not what you're going to be doing on stage at the 15-year mark.
I hope not.
What I was doing on stage at the 7-year mark, no, the 9-year mark, which puts me at the store at 2000. And when I was doing in 2005, was just a little tiny better. When I went on the road for the longest yard, I was horrible. Like the foundation was there, but the headliner wasn't. And it took me a couple of years. I had to see Ralphie, God rest his soul. A bunch of guys that are dead now inspired me. Greg.
Geraldo,
I went to see him, and he was a phenomenal headliner. But I could see that they just didn't go out there. They went out there and they had a plan. Even if they improvised, they have a plan. I found out years later that Robin Williams would have his improvisation, his stolen jokes. He'd have everything right there, the joke. He'd have his improvised set there. And that's what made him that, it's like the great Willie Barcena told me that if you look over your notes before you go on stage, how much you look through them is how much better you'll do. Preparation is everything sometimes. Last Wednesday, I just got in my car and drove down there. Okay. Remember when I told you I got on stage? I just got in my car and drove down there. And when I got on stage, I was lost at the 8-minute mark. I had the energy, I had everything going, but I got lost at the 8-minute mark. I had to throw a couple old jokes out, not from the Comedy Store days, the ones I fuck around with the last year and a half. And when I got home, I remember Willie Barcena saying, always look over your notes. Sometimes I would go against that just to make me think.
Right.
I would go, fuck my notes. I'm going to go down there just to activate it. And I used to work at like a 75%, 70% rating. Now it's not there, guys. I would love to tell you it's there. And especially if I get stoned before my set, it's not going to be there like it was.
Well, I think you got to a 70% rating because and even higher towards the end because you did it all the time. Like you're like, there's no way you're gonna have that same rating right now. I had been doing comedy 3-ish years, maybe when I stopped for COVID and I took a year and a half off, and even I saw a difference. I can't imagine. I know you are probably way more prepared than I was, but of course it's not going to be like right where it's supposed to be yet.
It's just really crazy what you think about, and I enjoy watching young comics now, not professionals, mild professionals, guys that are feature acts and stuff. I enjoy watching those. I'm learning from watching them. You know, it's like people go, well, when you go to an acting class, I only get one scene a week. Yeah, but how many scenes do you watch? Oh, I never stay to watch anybody else. Well, you're throwing your money away because you're going to learn from the teacher what mistakes they're making, and you're going to make mental notes. That's when my game improved. When one night I said to myself, one night every weekend, I'm going to go see a comic. I didn't go on the road. Every Thursday night, I either snuck into Brea, Irvine, or Ontario. I would call the club manager and go, hey, this is Joe Diaz. Any way I could slip in the back door and park? Yeah. You want to do a guest set? Not at all. I don't want nobody to even know I'm there. I just want to walk in the back like a consumer and sit in the back and fucking watch comedy. And I would make notes in my car so I could pay attention to the comic. And anything that I saw that was outstanding, I would make notes. And again, that would inspire me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that would really, I'm watching a guy. Yes, I was funny, but I didn't know how to mend it and put it together. And I didn't know the high points and the low points and headlining. There's just so many things in being a good headliner, but nothing I want you to worry about right now.
No, I'm not worried about it, but I do, because I think about it when I watch specials. Like when you were going and you were taking notes, please don't think I'm asking you if you stole jokes, but like when I'm watching specials, sometimes I get worried like I'm gonna write something based off of what I heard and like that's like stealing. Like, was it hard for you to like draw that line, or like what were you looking for?
The first 3 years of comedy, 93 to 95, when I got to Boulder, after I came to New York and I saw Leguizamo do what he do, I was always a fan of stand-up, but now I had to broaden my horizons.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I knew about Hicks, I knew about Kennison, I knew about Andrew, I knew about a lot of them, Townsend, Lenny, fucking Louis Anderson. I knew a lot of stand-up comics, and the early 90s had so much stand-up on TV that I knew Felicia Michaels. I knew another guy from the store. I knew a couple guys when I got to the store just from the MTV shows and Evening at the Improvs and blah, 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 blah. When I moved to Boulder, I just found a hobby in watching stand-up. And let me tell you something. I was not impartial to anyone. I watched everybody.
Interesting.
I didn't have an opinion. I just watched it to learn the different styles, when people paused, just stupid shit. And one of the sets I fell in love with early on was Joe Torre as a warm-up on Def Jam, the Def Jam All-Stars. He was so great in that warm-up that I studied it. And one day, 6 years later, I bumped into him at the store.
And when you talk about it?
No, I went right next door I stood next to him and I did the bit.
Really?
And he just fucking looked at me and he goes, motherfucker, I don't even remember that bit. I go, dog, I watched that over 150 fucking times. That's one of my favorite bits till today. It's a genius bit.
Can we say it, or do you not want to put it out?
Yeah, he says that he's talking about, his family.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I got a brother who's a save the whales type of motherfucker. He don't like guns. He don't like this and that. He goes, me, on the other hand, I like guns. He goes, I just bought a gun. He goes, I can't wait to use it. He goes, in fact, every night about 2 a.m., I go to the ATM dressed in a tuxedo. And he goes, I make believe that I'm going for the thing, and I turn around. I forget what he said. Give me the gun, or something. Nobody was ever there. It was just a great executed joke at the time, and it really inspired me. I really liked Bill Hicks's HBO performance. I loved Kennison's There's No Food in the Desert. Why do you keep growing all that shit here? There was just so many things that were so outlandish that I not communicated with, that I related to.
Yeah.
And okay, this is going to work out for me. These guys are talking the nonsense that I like. Andrew, Roseanne, that was my core. Pryor, So
now, would you ever watch and I think I know the answer is yes, but all those comics are I can see a similarity between you. Did you ever look at a clean comic or a very family friend? Was there anything like that inspired you
early on?
Mm-hmm.
No, I knew I wasn't going to be family oriented, so I stayed away from the clean comics. Listen, my favorite comics is comedians as an art, as the best in their game to me. For somebody who just goes up there and talks whack, but it's very structured, I love Bill Burr.
Yeah.
My second favorite is John Mulaney. Now you look at me and go, why do you like John Mulaney? I aspired to be somebody like John Mulaney. I didn't have the discipline, except to do coke like John Mulaney, which also broke my heart. That broke my heart because, I respect him like I respected Joe Montana until I found out he did coke all those years. And I got pissed off at that motherfucker too.
I thought that might make you like him more.
No. When I have somebody like that in a pedestal, I don't want them to be saints, but I don't want them to fucking kill themselves.
Right. That last special, all of Mulaney's specials are really good, but how he took through his overdose and going to rehab, and his entire special was on one topic and just hit every angle, every part of the journey, and made a very dark thing.
And he pulled the Tom Brady. He got rid of one freak and had another baby with another one. He
sure did.
He didn't ever come across to me like that. So I don't care about his personal life like that, but it did bother me about the coke because I love the guy. I don't want him to end up fucked up, and if you get fucked up on that one time, there's a good chance you'll get fucked up on it again at some other point in your life when you're not paying attention and you got 20s flying out of your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, he talked about it. He did that whole special talked about it.
I fucked up at 30 and stopped at 44. I didn't really have a comedy career till I was 50.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bunch of things then, but I didn't have a career. But for me to pull that career off, I could have not pulled it off with Blow.
You don't think so? If you think if you had money when you did Blow, you wouldn't have been a good comic? You wouldn't have gone to that point?
Repeat that, brother.
I'm just trying to think of if you had John Mulaney's career that he had when he was on coke, you couldn't that wouldn't work when you were doing coke?
His career?
Yeah, you're just saying you couldn't do coke if you had money. If you were a successful comic at 35 and making money like that.
I would hate to be a junkie at 35 because that would take you for a 9. I had 9 more years left at 35. Mm-hmm. And I was doing it bare bones. Can you imagine it with $6 million in the bank?
Fuck.
A couple hotel rooms around town that people give you. You'll pay them the extra $1,000 to get you through the basement. The chick comes dressed. What's that?
He told a story about telling his accountant to not give him money anymore. And so he bought a Rolex and then immediately sold the Rolex for like half of what it was worth to then go buy Coke.
What do you do when you're a junkie, dog? That's what you do. That's part of your day. Part of your day is thinking about how you're going to get money for tonight, right? So it's great. But the other part of that is you're taking away time from writing.
Yeah.
That's a half of your day that you're not fucking writing. Where are you at? So Buffalo was good with Josh.
Buffalo was amazing.
Ooh. And where are you at this week, beautiful?
This week, I'm just doing open mics. Next week, I'm hosting at the Providence Comedy Connection.
Look at you. Who you hosting for?
It's someone I don't know. He's a younger guy, Stroid something. I think he's very funny. He's big online. But the club booked me, so that was nice. And then, yeah, I'm really excited. I'm doing John Moreira's podcast next month.
Okay, when you go to LA?
No, I'm doing it like this, like we do.
Oh, Zoom. Okay, yeah, I got to give him a call. I owe him a call, man. Every time he calls me, I'm sleeping or I'm doing something with the kid, so I owe him a call. Maybe I'll call him tonight. Well, it was great seeing you.
Great to see you, buddy.
Great chat tonight. I feel good, except for my little fucking headache. And we'll put this together. Next Monday's my birthday, so.
I know. Are we recording on your birthday? We are recording on your birthday. Do you want to? We'll talk about it, but that's really cool.
Yeah, on my 61st birthday, so I'll fucking have to put a candle up my ass and jump up and down and sideways or something. I love you, motherfucker.
Give yourself pink mouth. Love you, buddy.
I love you, motherfuckers. Have a great week. And now for a word from my motherfucking sponsor, Jack.